funny sports. You can just say, England should be winning. They are playing at home, but it was a surprising result. England losing that game against Greece by 2 goals to 1. Have other results that happened in UEFA National League and the Africa too. Games happen even in South America. So we are going to be talking about that on the show. Welcome guys, welcome to Vote Sports on Vote 104.3 FM. My name is Godwin and I am here with my guys to talk about these surprising results that happened yesterday. Good morning, John. How are you?
Good morning and welcome to the show, my beloved
John,
listeners.
there's nothing good about this morning.
You know,
I'm coming for you.
When I am right, you just say yes, you are right.
You're not right.
I called it yesterday.
You called
You said no.
England, Parma,
I called it yesterday.
John, I am coming for you.
I told you that this result can go down this. I didn't say England
will win. You said England will win.
I told you about Greece. You said no, don't be Greece again.
Oh, Mavropanos. Oh, wonderful Mavropanos. Good defender of the world.
Because then I
best defender in EPL.
It's fine.
Okay, how are you now, sir?
I'm good. I'm just happy. There's this joy that everybody, if you talk about players' positioning and you talk about their effectiveness in the side, this is an example of how it will ruin your stats.
Let's start with the African Cup of Nations because Nigeria is playing today. Nigeria is going to play in Libya today in Nigeria. So we're going to be talking about that. But first, let's give you the results for yesterday's in the African Cup of Nations qualification. It's Namibia 0, Zimbabwe 1, Congo, DR Congo 1, Tanzania 0, Ghana 0, Sudan 0, Cape Verde 0, Botswana 1, Burkina Faso 4, Burundi 1, Algeria 5, Togo 1. Okay, let's talk about the Ghana game because it was a surprising result. You know, I saw some clips of that game where
there was no surprise in that game. Kudus just couldn't save.
Blast an open shot over the bar. But that game ending 0-0. So how did you see that game?
My boy is leading the lines in the Ghanaian side, but they were more attacks, they were more defensive. I think the Sudanese side was more defensive, more compact. You can't, I keep saying this, no matter how smart you are, no matter how fleet-footed you are, no matter how, you get as you go take Sabi dream reach, everybody go to mark you. Because they feel like you are the only one that can open the doors that is being held by the defenders. Kudus was dribbling, I think he had 7 successful dribbles in that game, more than any other player on the pitch, more chances created, more than any other player on the pitch. But the final pass was just lacking. He's the leader of the side. He should play like the captain. I think there was a time they did that to Abel Tarabt, where he was always dribbling. He falls into his own half and takes the ball from defenders and dribble. And the coach has to find anybody that gives him the ball in their own half. So for Kudus, I'm going to say this once. If the Ghanaian side wants to express themselves, if they want to enjoy their football, if anybody pass ball for Kudus halfway into the Ghana half, may they find the player. It go work because you sabi dribble, but if they come too deep, come dribble for your own half. Go opponent half, go dribble. Because there are some chances he lost in their own half that almost cost Ghana the game.
You know, it changes possession and then you are now
and he loses the ball. The thing is, thank God for the Ghanaian midfield. They know how to set up in a way that they could cover the lapses. But if he dribble like that and loses the ball, it's giving the defenders more work to do in their own half. So what if he goes further a bit in their opposition half? There might be a run that he might spot that will lead the ball to go. And I saw too many runs that could lead to goal, but because he was too deep in his own half, trying to cut through 2 or 3 defenders or 2 or 3 midfielders by himself, he didn't spot those runs. He didn't have that vision. And Kudus could have saved Ghana. For me, he could have saved Ghana that game yesterday. Not only him, there are other players that could have saved Ghana that game. But I just felt like in that game overall yesterday, they missed the Ayew and Thomas Partey. They just missed those two because the midfield was a bit cautious. They were scared. I'll put it that way. They were scared. They were afraid of going forward. What was in your head was, if it was Partey, what will he do? And in that moment, by you thinking of what Partey would do, the time don't pass for you to do anything you're supposed to do.
Okay, that game ended 0-0 for Ghana. Another surprising result, I won't call it surprising result, is Algeria winning that game 5-1.
It was surprising because it was surprising because at first it was 1-0 Togo. You know, as they went earlier, I said, you don't finish, they go pack bus now. Then all of a sudden you're winning in Africa. I think if they are ranking, Togo, Algeria is far ahead of Togo. Algeria might be in the top 10. Why Togo is not even in the top 30? At the moment, you're playing against a top 5 team. You score first. Bros, lock up shop. Play 17 defenders one midfielder, zero striker, lock up shop, you are already winning that game, because I felt like the Algerian side didn't have that creative legs to pass to make those final passes. But they came out to, because if you don't score one, like, can't be like say you don't arrive. You came out to play football against this side, and they kept hurting you and hurting you. Now at the end of the game, you came out to play more football. They kept hurting you the more.
Okay, if you look at that game, John, do you think that Algeria are the team to look out for the next AFCON, because
You
they
have
have
to
been
put
winning
them
their
in.
games?
You have to put them in the conversation. You have to put them in the conversation. Top team, maybe not, but they are in the conversation, no doubt.
Okay,
No doubt about that.
and that result there, it's okay. Let's move on to today's game, because today's game we
Yeah,
have
that result
Nigeria.
too dry.
Yes,
No,
but that result
Yeah.
are dry. So let's talk about today's game, because Nigeria is playing their games today. Nigeria. And remember, guys, we are live on YouTube at Volt FM Sports. We are live on YouTube at Volt FM Sports. If you go there, drop your comments. We have an amazing content there too. You can go there and watch some of our analysis. Okay, guys, Nigeria is playing today, and they are playing. Eguavon has been talking. He did a press conference yesterday, and I watched those press conferences. About 9 minutes, they were asking a whole lot of questions. What they think that is Nigeria and politics. Nigerian football and politics and all the things they were asking him. He was asking about the players. He was talking about even Boniface. That Boniface, if he said that, the way how he said is that if Boniface starts today, that he will score. That's how you put if Boniface starts today. So probably are looking at Boniface starting today. If you take what they go on said, but if you look at those press conference at the match day, what are we expecting? We should be winning a country like Libya comfortably.
You know where you go with this? We should be winning.
Then we should be winning.
We should be winning.
Okay,
And we're looking like
before even we go into that, let me give you the fixtures for today. Then we'll talk about Nigeria. It's Equatorial Guinea versus Liberia, Zambia versus Chad, Mozambique versus Eswatini, Madagascar versus Gambia, Egypt versus Mauritania, Nigeria versus Libya, Benin versus Rwanda, Cameroon versus Kenya, Uganda versus South Africa. South Africa versus Congo, Senegal versus Malawi, Angola versus Niger, Cote d'Ivoire versus Sierra Leone, Mali versus Guinea-Bissau, Tunisia versus Comoros, then Gabon versus Lesotho. Okay, let's talk about the Nigerian game, because Nigerian Eguavon, he is coaching the team for another time now. He needs to be winning these games. Because everybody expects us to qualify for the African Cup of Nations, but the challenge there is the World Cup qualification, which will start playing from next year. But against Libya, we should be winning.
Yeah, we shouldn't be we should be winning. We should be planning to win the AFCONs, not winning qualifiers. Qualifiers is a walkover.
The NFF president told us that he promised us that he was going to win.
Now our NFF president, because you are promising us that you are going to win. No, see, I understand what he's saying. He's promising us that he's going to win. But qualifier games, they see 1-1. They play against Benin Republic, they play 1-1, 0-0 against Benin Republic, against Rwanda, they play 0-0. Chena, when you meet Egypt, you won't win. I mean, when you meet Algeria, or now when you meet Senegal, or even the same Ghana. Because these people are not just pushovers, they are not walkovers. But in the qualifiers, you have a tough side, you have a Benin Republic, you have a Rwanda side that is building their football.
Sure.
You have a Benin Republic side that has already promoted their football. Though, like Libya, not much of a footballing nation, but they have talents that could come out and hurt you. Even their coach is telling you plain that I'm not coming to Nigeria to win. So expect a fight. He said he's coming to Nigeria to hurt the players and get a point. Now, the key word is hurt the Nigerian players and later secondary, but the primary target now to hurt the players, and to hurt the players is getting a point. And everything you do, you defend well, your fouls, you dive into reckless tackles, and that they should be wary of those as well. Dive into reckless tackles, defend well, make sure they don't get a point on you, make sure they don't get a dribble on you, because whenever they try to take a ball off you or they try to dribble past you, you hurt them, and hurting them is dangerous tackles. So if you're hurting the star players that will be playing in their different clubs, it means in the next round they might not be allowed to come and play for Nigeria again.
Yeah, and not just that. For somebody in that regard to be making such incendiary comments on the media, I think CAF should be looking into these scenarios, because you can't just come and make those statements, and at the end of the day, you go out to the pitch and go and enforce them, and then you expect to waltz your way back to your country as if nothing happened.
But George, you know, this is now. I just feel like, but after the whole thing, I just feel like it's a mind game.
I,
When
under,
person, when person carry
I
stick,
understand. I
when
understand that
person carry
it's
stick,
a
they
mind
come.
game.
But the thing is, I'm still scared.
But at the end of the day, I understand it's a mind game. At the end of the day, when you reach there and khaki meets leather, we go no difference because when game starts,
Mm-hmm.
at a point in time, it's a mind game. When you see say Niger won kill una with
With
goals,
passes and goals.
you start enacting your plan.
So
And at
what are
that
we
point, we're
expecting?
not still in dangerous
What
challenge.
And
striker are you
again, see,
expecting to start for
See,
Nigeria?
the thing is, I've said this and I'll say this. When it comes to Nigerian Super Eagles, the players are playing a more reserved role. It will be for Fulham, for Arsenal, for Everton, was given the freedom to roam in the positions half. But for Nigeria, is always playing defensive. I don't know if there's this change of like we saw it in the other game. If there's this change of tactics and player instruction, you don't see the best of that of this player. Iwobi is playing as a defensive player for Nigeria. It's not supposed to be so. This player can go score goals, create chances. He has vision for the final pass. Let him play in his attacking role. Even if he's playing, you see the formation on paper: 4-4-2-3-1, 4-3-1, 2-1-2-2. Out of all those formation on paper, whenever they start, Iwobi is always sitting that deep with Ndidi. He's always sitting, even in the half course, he's always sitting deep with
He didn't even play in the last game.
In the last game, he didn't feature much. Now you see him sitting deep with Frank Onyeka, with Wilfred Ndidi, with the rest of the other defensive midfielder. It's not supposed to be so. Allow this player to go forward. You have already the Wilfred Ndidi in your back. You have the all almighty Trust Ekong and the whole of the defense line. You have the all almighty Frank Onyeka. These are defensive midfielder, defensive line that is credible to do their job. What you just need Alex to do is go forward, give what's it called, Lukman, whoever is starting in the front, either Boniface, Awoni, anybody that is starting up front, give them a final pass. Moses Simon, Chukwueze, anybody that is starting in the front three, give them the pass that would get them to cut
As
goals.
it should be.
But they sit deep too much, and it is only just forced to send a long ball in, and that long ball does not come in to help us.
Okay, if you look at that Nigerian game, we are expecting to be winning this game. I don't think that Nigeria will take anything less than a win because we are playing in Rio. We should be winning. It's Libya for final. Why are you even talking about it as if it's we are playing Brazil or Argentina?
Did you not witness the loss at the Republic of Benin?
Benin Republic, or it's just Rwanda where they went on to play in a stalemate. All these games matter. All these games matter, Godwin. I feel like to some extent it's high time to get a coach in.
Thank you.
If you're not going to, I'm not saying a foreign coach in, calm down. A coach in, anybody that could get the job done. If you release this man off his job now, he will still go back to recruitment. He's always been in charge of recruitment. He's always been around.
Yes.
So it doesn't change the fact that he's there as the head coach now. It's just like telling Michael Carrick to take the job as Man United head coach when he's been around the head coaches, Mourinho's, the rest of them. He's been around them. If you tell him to take the job, he will do well. You won't expect him to fail. He will do well. But if you release him of the job, he'll still go back to his role and continue to do well. Edwin van der Sar cannot take the coaching job at Ajax, but as a technical director, he does well. When there's no coach, he comes in, coaches the team for like 3-4 games, then the coach signs the contract, then he goes back to his role. Johan Klopp now will resume that position with the Red Bull side. I'm lucky him. With Red Bull global football team, he will resume that position. He will be in charge of recruiting players. But when there's no coach in charge of Leipzig or there's no coach in charge of Salzburg, he will be in charge of the coaching department until a coach comes in. Then he goes back to his recruitment side. So for Eguavoen now, he's going to handle this footballing side, but he should also be looking out for a coach that will replace him in that position and get Nigeria to the finals.
Well, it's not his job to find coaches. So his
job is not to find the coach. His job is to advise on who is the better person for the job. So he should advise. He shouldn't just be there like there's this what they call it now, a puppet, where you just stay there. Anything they tell you, yes sir, and you run like to go and do it. Anything they tell you, you run and go and do it. At some point, you just need to speak up. Tell them, see, this job is taking more of my other job. I need to be on my other job. So the person for this job can come and take his job.
I think he even wants to keep the job as a head coach. So he cannot. Who told you that he wants to go back to former job? Who is telling you that? He wants to continue as the head coach.
For me, I go believe say that a former job go pay him more.
It doesn't pay. It's not possible.
I disagree.
It's not possible for him.
Pay as much as the head
Do you know how much they pay coaches? Even when they want to bring foreign coaches, why do you think they are fighting for that position?
See, the thing is,
they pay them more than.
The thing is,
like you are a civil servant, and they are telling you to come and become a commissioner, and you say no because what are you saying? Okay, if you look at that game finally, okay, let's get a prediction because
Hmm.
tomorrow we'll see that game by 4 p.m. That game is happening by
Today,
4
5
p.m.
p.m.
4 p.m. Actually, it's 4 p.m. In Yo. That game is going to happen by 4 p.m. After tomorrow, we're going to discuss how Nigeria played. But let's get your prediction for that game before we move over to other games.
This prediction is dicey
It
because
depends on who starts.
yeah, it depends on who
If
starts.
Boniface starts, we are seeing a 2-0 win. If Awoniyi starts, we are seeing a 1-0 win. Sadiq Umar should not even be in the list of players that should be coming in. So, if, in short, leave it at 2-1.
2-1.
Leave it at 2-1.
Win or draw Nigeria.
Win or draw Nigeria. Okay, guys, remember we are live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports, and okay, we have comments here, but let's talk about let's finish the AFCON before we move over to the YouTube channel to discuss talk about the comments there because we have interesting comments. Okay, let's talk about the South Africa Congo because South Africa is another big team. Let's get your prediction for South Africa because South Africa, I love them because most of their players come from their
local league,
so it's easy for them to
leave out. They say 60% of the players come from one football club. That's the rumor now. 60% of the players. So just expect a football club side to play the match.
It doesn't matter when Spain won everything. It was just Barca
and Real Madrid,
so
and some other players too. But now for South Africa, they are not winning anything with this side.
Okay, let's get your prediction for that game. South Africa and Congo.
South Africa win or draw.
South Africa win or draw.
Congo
to win. Okay, the AFCON defending champions Côte d'Ivoire is playing Sierra Leone by 7 p.m. Okay, let's get your prediction for that one too. Who do you think should be winning?
It's a tough one. I'm tempted to back Ivory Coast, but I'm going to call it a draw.
Well, like I said, I don't blow steam. I don't know anything I want to think again, but fine. I just think Côte d'Ivoire is a good side already. So Sierra Leone could just struggle to get a result out of it, but to no avail.
Okay. Other games will be happening. So after today, we're going to be giving you results. We're discussing about some of these results tomorrow morning when they have been played today. It's a whole lot of game in AFCON. AFCON is going to play 1 p.m., 4 p.m., and 7 p.m. Going to happening everywhere in AFCON qualifier. Let's see who comes out on the top. Nigeria. Remember, Nigeria is playing by 4 p.m. Nigerian time today. Okay, let's move over to Europe. And England, oh my God, England. It was a surprising result when Greece went to England and won that game 2-1. It was a surprising game. Okay, before that, let me read some comments we have here on our YouTube. Remember, guys, we are live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports. And Cletus Obi say, I actually prayed Greece to take England unawares, and it happened. Yes, I remember he said that. He said that. I'm happy. Yes. He said, and Cletus Obi saying, I love Sudan holding Ghana to a draw.
Same here.
And it was also on that as well. He said he would want Ghana to lose.
I think all his predictions worked. After all his predictions worked.
He didn't predict. He was hoping, not predicting. Well,
predicting and hoping is still empty. Prediction is still you're hoping that.
No, prediction is with your full chest. You can own it, but hope is come on.
Okay, he's saying that I feel disappointed with FIFA allowing the World Cup qualifier to be played in a pitch like that. The Argentina versus Venezuela match was ruined by waterlogged pitch. It wasn't a good game at all. Yes, I saw that game. I woke up and I saw that game. It was a terrible game. The ball couldn't even move for 1 meter.
If they approve that pitch,
they should approve Rangers International pitch.
If they talk Rangers International pitch, Osuka Stadium should be approved. Okay. No, have you seen Osuka Stadium? It's better than that pitch because I've played there.
Okay,
it's better.
We have a new comment here. Oristis is saying Pavlidis proved his quality. Pavlidis is one that scored the 2 goals. He scored 2 goals he scored. He's also had a hat trick. Cancel one of his goals. He scored 2 goals against for Greece against England, and he's also saying Oristis is also saying maybe he needs to get more times in the national. Probably yes, he needs to get more time, and he's saying rest in peace. Baldock, he lost. He was playing in England, but he moved on to Panathinaikos. Last weekend, they found him dead in his home last week. So rest in peace to him. And Cletus Obi is saying the nature of the pitch favored Venezuela more because the game was played in a certain fraction area of the pitch. Scolari should know when to sub Messi than he did this. Than he did substituting Alvarez. We have a comment here. So Solengan, I think he's laughing his name. I don't ha ha in his name. He said Solengan, ha ha ha. He's saying, is he wearing a wolf kit? He's talking about you know. So
Yes,
somebody,
he's wearing a wolf kit.
yes, he's wearing a wolf kit.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
Hamas for life, man.
Okay, and Eclectus Obi is saying Super Eagles are coming as victorious in this match. Okay, Josh Rush. Okay, good morning, guys. Okay, Josh Rush is saying Nigeria will win today. And Eclectus Obi finally saying Brazil was too reckless at the start of the game. Anderson is the only player with complete pass accuracy for Brazil. My boy Savinho was making careless, unnecessary dribbles. Okay, remember guys, these are our comments. Go to YouTube, drop your comments. I'm reading your comments live here in the studio. Okay, let's move over to the results first. For the UEFA National League, it happened yesterday. Interesting games happened yesterday, and let me give you results. England 1, Greece 2. That was a surprising result. Austria 4, Kazakhstan 0, Israel 1, France 4, Norway 3, Slovenia 0. Then Italy playing a 2-2 draw against Belgium. Okay, let's talk about the English game, because the English game is an interesting game because everybody was surprised. If you look at the formation, is the interesting part of this game. Palmer played as a box to box. You know, yesterday, John, you were saying Rice should be partner with
Jude Bellingham, yes.
but the coach turned it around. Now
They partnered him.
Yes,
They partnered
Jude
them.
actually played almost like a striker or a first line. The way I don't know how you want to see it, but Palmer and Rice played at that midfielder. Others were attacking. Foden was attacking. Gordon was attacking. Jude was there. So what do you make of this style? Because this coach it's like an audition. He's auditioning for this English team to be given the permanent job. But do you think he's qualified for what he did in that
I
game?
don't think you do experiments like you did yesterday.
Like too much experiment.
Until you've gotten the job
Mm.
and you are now in the shoe. Because right now everyone is still looking at you, probing every decision with a microscope, you know, and you can't afford to be making mistakes like this. How do you let a Greece side, you know, no disrespect to Pavlidis and the entire Greece side, but how do you let a Greece side waltz over to England and decimate you almost 3-1, if not for the VAR?
I think they read out 2 of their goals for offside too, actually.
And decimate you like that. It's crazy. You played 6 midfielders up front, 4 men behind them, and no strikers, and you didn't even get any return on your investment till around the 87th or something minutes.
When Jude
you
scored.
brought in Solanke. Yes, and you brought in Watkins was the one that made the assist for Jude, and that's when we saw anything come out of the English side. And I'm sitting here wondering why you start again without any striker in the match, and you go ahead, you concede initially.
Call the name of who scored that goal again. Call the name again.
You go ahead and you concede initially.
Call the name now. Who scored the goal?
You concede and you have all these things going on.
John,
It's crazy.
John Noves, call the name of who scored again. Who scored the goal?
Who assists?
Who scored the goal? Now only Watkins assist. Who scored the goal?
Bellingham.
Okay, wait till call the name.
Eh?
Wait till call the name.
Oli Watkins.
No, the goal, nobody assist.
Palmer.
Okay,
But
but
no, see, I like when he said
It's
when
crazy
you-
when you have
the
this.
game.
How come we didn't see Jude till these guys came in? He started the match. He didn't do anything. What was he doing in the match?
You play a Jude. See, let's
What was he
like
doing in the
I
game?
said, not what you see on paper is the instruction. On paper, we saw a Kopama rise in defense, but most of the game you saw a Jude drop the play a box to box. And like John always says, play me this person. I saw the attack line. The attack line was fantastic. The way they set up Foden, Saka, and Anthony. Anthony, I loved him starting, but there's still a but there. You can't start at Anthony without a man sitting up front because he knows how to cross the ball in.
Whose fault now? Because that's Castley's fault. He's the one that didn't play a striker in that match.
See, I understand he's trying to experiment with tactics, bring in new players, play a different style from the former manager.
Who is the new player he brought in this match now? Because all of them have all played for England. None of them is new to the English setup. None of the
I
starters
think it's
are
the
new to the
formation that
English
is
setup.
different.
I said play a new style. Look at the players that started. Look at the bench. How many times was Oli Watkins or Solanke called into the national team side before now?
He was in the build-up to the Euros and he played in the Euros. What are you telling me?
He played how many minutes in the Euros?
He was in the,
And
he
he's still playing in
played
the
all
same.
the qualifiers to the Euros.
See,
He
I'm
played
just
in the
saying,
Euros. Same thing.
Selected the same team. He's always been working with these players from the youth setup.
Under 23s,
Yeah,
yes.
he's worked with these players before. He knows how to introduce these players to the side, and he's having a new style. Understand this. This is this coach style. It's a new team. It's forget the style you say everybody have been on the team. Everybody comes and goes on the team. But he has a team. This is the same team that played last match. But now he's trying to change the style of play. It's going to take time. It's just
See,
two matches. You can't trade somebody
I
with
think
just
because
two
I
matches.
think because Hurricane was injured, he had to make.
see, forget about Hurricane. It's not an
See,
Hurricane
it's just-
something.
it's not Hurricane
please.
something.
It's not an
I-
Hurricane something.
Why
This
would-
is
why-
what
why would we speak
happens.
with the same
This
voice?
is what happens when you are a thinker like Ten Hag. You tinker, something
it's-
that is not broken. Why fix it for crying out loud? Field
If it
your
was
team,
not, if it was
field your
not broken, if
formation,
it was not
and
broken, they would
play
have
your
won the
game, win
Euros.
your match.
If it was not broken,
Okay,
John, they would
what
have
if
won the
after
Euros.
the back of this match now, he's not giving that job on a
He
permanent
does
job?
see,
So
he
what,
know
what's,
me.
what's the
He
outcome
goes,
for
he
him?
goes back to under 21.
He
He goes
doesn't
back to
see,
under 21
at some point, will you look at the end result as I must not get this, but I must use this one to open my doors to other opportunities.
Open which door? You lost
There
a
are other
game,
club-
a game that you should be winning, no doubt.
A game you should be winning against Greece.
Yes,
Let
what
us say
are you
Greece na
telling me?
small side.
You that were telling me here yesterday that England are going to once this guy is over. I was telling you, see Greece, so it's Greece. So
It's
you
not-
were telling
not
me
you
that
that were
England
saying-
were going to
you were-
Bellingham this, Palmer
I was
that,
telling you,
this
Bellingham
one,
is
that,
this,
and
that.
this one.
I put
I
line up
told
there.
you that
The
this
coach,
is Greece. You can, and for this man to make the changes he wants to make to starting 11, I said it here yesterday that you should be careful about Greece because Greece are going to do
the
them
coach
something.
no take to advice. Now you the advice to play Palmer. If you say you take my advice, put Palmer for bench. If I win this match,
We two up front.
start that time when you play
We
Palmer.
two now.
That time when you play Palmer, come up Palmer. Put this guy for me. Solanke for front. You get play me Solanke.
You have
play,
never asked for Solanke
or
to
Oli
start
Watkins.
this match.
You know when I said there are other people, I said when I use the figure of which there are 10 people better than any player that is starting. You almost roasted me on this show.
Yes, how can you say that 10 people
Now,
better than
you
Hurricane?
now see that,
And you couldn't
wait,
name them yesterday.
you now see that I named them
See,
because of the
see.
stats. Player of the year for Premier League, playmaker of the year, Oli Watkins, scores goals. What when I say players that in the striking position, I look at shot conversion rate. Shot conversion rate. If you look at Oli Watkins, Solanke's numbers compared to Hurricane's numbers, you know that they have a shot conversion rate than Hurricane.
How many chances have they got in relative to Hurricane for you to look at that?
This is when
Because you don't just
when
look
you
at
don't
fast.
play,
You don't just
when you
look at
don't play
fast.
a player, when you don't play a player, you don't know what his values are.
Baba is playing week in, week out for Aston Villa. So
And
you
whenever
can't
he
come and
gets
give
a
me
chance,
that.
whenever he gets a chance to shoot, he shoots.
Look
And
at
when
the
he
number.
shoots, he
When
scores.
when you look at the number of games, you look at the shots
Now,
attempted,
look at you
and look at the conversion.
Let's
Before you can put it pari passu, you don't just wake up and say
let's back
he
forward.
has scored X
John,
number of
John,
goals, X
John,
number of
John,
attacks,
let's
and
back-
therefore he's better in
let's back-
conversion
let's
to
back
Hurricane.
forward.
That's all.
Let's back forward to Calvin Louis under Ancelotti and under Benitez. What are his numbers? A coach has a way of unlocking your potential. Under Benitez and under this man, what's his name, Garcia, and under whoever is there, Calvin Louis was not scoring goals. Even till now, he's not scoring
Baba,
goals.
till
But
today,
under-
Calvin Louis is a big part player.
But
Average. There's nothing spectacular about Louis. Don't come and call
under
Louis here.
Ancelotti, you
What
saw
are we
a
talking
different
about?
beast.
Did he score 30 goals?
How many
He
goals
scored
in the
20
different
goals
beats?
plus.
Na lie, Baba.
I think he scored 21 goals in
He
all
don't score
competition.
to Baba has
In
never
all
scored up to
competition.
20 goals in his career.
Who says?
Quote me. In a
FA
single
Cup,
season,
FA Cup,
he has
Carabao
never
Cup,
scored
all
up
of that.
to 20
He
goals
scored-
in
that-
one
that's-
season.
That season he scored 15 goals in the Premier League. That was the highest he's gone so far. 15 goals in Premier League and 6 other goals in FA Cups, and he scored about 21
Calvin
goals
Louis, wey me I know.
under Ancelotti. You get, and they said Ancelotti has unlocked the beast.
Which
Athletic come
beast?
go back. Athletic come go back to
Average
Madrid.
player.
About go back to a regular 10 goals per season.
I think a good player is a good player, whether coach is playing or
See,
coach
that's
not
what I'm
playing.
saying.
Simple
It
and
depends
short.
on- see,
Simple
and
and
some
short.
coaches
Irrespective of who is
understand it.
coaching Kane, Kane is giving you persistent and consistent start and result. Week in, week out, no dulling, no nothing.
Now, okay, you said
Consistent and persistent
you said-
results.
I want to use the good scenario now. You said whoever is coaching does not affect who is playing. I mean,
I say a good player is a good player.
a good player is a good player. Cristiano, golden ball. They win golden boot, all Europe golden boot when he did Spain. England's first season, I think in Man United he won it just once. When he went to Spain, he won it. When he went to what's it called? Juventus, he competed for it. When he came back to Man U, how far?
He was old.
If now the same thing, a coach.
He cannot compare that 36 years old coach.
See,
Baba scored how
Lewandowski.
many goals when he came back on in this guy's first season?
The numbers, I'm not saying he scored, he will score,
Look
but
at
the
the
numbers
goals, look
dropped
at the 3 points
because of
he
what
scored.
the
Look at
coach's
the
style
3
of
points he
play.
single-handedly won for Ten Hag in his first season.
See,
And
I keep saying this.
You can't beat
The
that
coach-
number any day, anytime.
The coach
And
has
for
a
that
way.
age,
The coach has a way of making you deep in
Baba,
form
you are just
or grow in form.
overemphasizing the coach, because in this scenario, there are players that are stars irrespective of who is coaching.
What's Messi's number for PSG?
Irrespective of who is coaching, straight up, and that's
It's the
what
same
it
thing.
is.
If not be coach matter, what is Messi's number for PSG?
Ronaldo's performance anywhere, anytime is not incumbent on the coach's instructions.
I just asked you a
It's
simple
incumbent
question.
on his natural work ethic.
It's the same
and
thing we are saying.
performance. Simple.
If the coach is not going, if the coach's style of play is not going to affect your play, what's Messi's numbers for PSG?
Look up his numbers. Messi's numbers for PSG, playing in a side that is built around Mbappe. What are you expecting?
In the back side, he was
Put
still
it Paris
playing.
Pasu with Barcelona,
That's what
you
I'm
see
saying.
the difference.
The coaches and the style of play affects the player. It's just as it is. When this man was there, Everton was at least in the top 10. Benitez, when he left, Everton was still in the top 10. I think the only time they struggled for relegation was when Garcia took over. I'm sorry, Marco Silva took over. That was the only time they struggled a bit. Now, what's it called? Ancelotti took over. Everton was also in the top 10. You get, and I just said it, Ancelotti made him what no other person could make him. So for this England side now, we're looking at a side that the coach's style of play would affect the player a bit, because they are trying to change the system of play. A bit. It's not that they are trying to change the system totally. It's just a small change.
See, I just want to hit you this one now in retrospect. Please, when you call average players like Calvert-Lewin, please don't just put them in my hearing, because you are coming here and drumming up this guy's stats as if he's a superstar.
I'm not saying he's a superstar. I'm just saying
Baba
coaches,
has not scored more than 15 goals in a season
in a
for
Premier
his
League
club.
season.
Yes, in a Premier League
In a
season.
Premier League season.
His highest was in 2020-2021 season where he scored 16. Highest.
Who the
Since
coach
then,
there?
4-5 goals a season.
Wait
down
till I
to
talk
the end.
now.
Irrespective.
Wait till I said under Ancelotti, he scored
Under which
15
Ancelotti?
goals.
When did Ancelotti go to Real Madrid?
Who was the coach when he
Let's
scored the
go
15
there
goals?
now, let's
Ancelotti
go
unlocked
there.
the beach. It was Ancelotti
He
that
was
coach.
not unlocking anything. I beg, don't come and
leave
tell
that
me.
thing. Check who was
come
his
and
coach in
tell me
2020,
something.
2015.
Okay.
Talking
Now,
about average players,
if you look
you're
at that
calling
game
me.
of England, Saka was injured, so Saka was taken out in the first half, so I don't think he's playing the next game. If you look at this English team, probably he's experimenting. The coach, he is still the caretaker coach. He's experimenting. Gasly is still experimenting. Let's see if he's going to actually get this England play. Probably he's trying to change things with England, trying to bring up some styles that is not necessary. But he playing without a striker yesterday. That when I saw that lineup, I was like, he's playing without a striker. Well, let's see what happens. But he lost that game 2-1, and English teams and English players are not happy. Okay, we are going to be joining Bowe. Bowe is our senior analyst. Bowe is going to be talking to us about the games that happened throughout yesterday. Good morning, Bowe. Okay, we lost that. Okay, once we get him, we are going to be connecting him so that he will give us his own analysis. Okay, let's move on to the next game that happened. It was France winning that game comfortably by 4-1 also.
Well, it was a good game. I don't know what else to say about it. It was a good game. Smart moves for France. Tchouaméni leading the line as a captain. Wonderful result for everybody. I feel like this was a game that they should have, everybody in the side should be writing a statement that we deserve to be here. You get the defense line. I saw a friend of mine on this thing go on to do the arrival of players into camp, and it felt like a parody. But when they played on the pitch, it was a different atmosphere. They went on. The young king led the line well. He was confident. He was precisive in what he does in midfield, winning tackles, going around the midfield, getting results, getting the ball whenever he needs to get the ball, moving the passes forward as well. You get, I like the way that they set up to play. I like the way they played at the long run. It was a good game for France. I also feel like if they had changed one thing in that game, it could have gone against them.
Okay, let's join Bowe. Bowe is our senior analyst. Good morning, Bowe.
Yeah, good morning, guys.
Good morning. How are you, Bowe?
Yeah, I'm good.
I know that England result struck you.
The moment I saw from the first few minutes of the first half, I knew something was wrong. And when I saw the starting lineup, that's how you know a coach that cannot go far.
Thank you.
There are some games you don't test wrong with. So he has already told everybody that he cannot coach England. Then he has also spoiled his chances of getting a good job outside. Because you cannot have two number nines on the bench and you're playing Bellingham up front. It doesn't make sense. And you're not Barcelona, you're not Arsenal, you're not Manchester City, you're not Pep Guardiola. You're just a small coach that I used to manage. This is time to sell yourself to make sure you can keep the permanent England job, and you're messing up. What happened? Did they tell you that those two guys are not fit enough? Share them. Solanke starts, 45 minutes, Ole Watkins comes in the second half. So you played, I think it was trying to please everybody to play the England player of the year, Palmer, in the match and everything. It doesn't make sense. Stick with what has been working. I would have even preferred he put Saka on the bench and start Palmer. Then Saka goes off, Palmer goes off, and Saka comes to corner. You see, Saka went off with a knock. That boy has been overworked. Start Madueke. Since you play, you think Greece not a big side. Then you start Noni Madueke, start Palmer, put Saka on the bench, and let other people come in. But you see, the whole team yesterday, England looked funny. England looked terrible. They didn't look like the England we used to see. Then I think it's high time now that Pickford should be told goodbye. Because his mistakes now in that team are getting terrible and terrible and terrible by the day. You have a Ramsdale on the bench. You have a Pope in England side. You now look at the England has better goalkeepers than Everton. But because they like to stick with players who have been there for a very, very, very long time, they don't see the mistake in Pickford. If it's other countries, a goalkeeper that is playing for Everton that is struggling in relegation cannot be number one for a country. You have other players, you have other goalkeepers who are doing very well that are English goalkeepers in other teams. So get them to start. So England yesterday from back to front, I don't understand. You are trying Chelsea style. You are playing Levi Colwill, centre back. He's a left back. Play him in left back and take the Man City young boy, put him on the bench. Play McGay and play John Stones. But no, our guy is doing test running, and you are losing to a Greece side that's not beating you in more than 60 something years, and you're losing at home. It doesn't work for me. Second half, you're not playing 4-4-2, bring in two strikers. Why did you do it at the beginning? So we saw, I think, inexperience and a very grave mistake by Lee Castley yesterday that gave Greece that way. But I will not take anything away from Greece. They played good football. They were not afraid of England. They played England as if they were playing their mates. And so you give it to Greece also on the other side. Mavropanos, Nonso's boys for West Ham was on point yesterday. One of the best defenders on the pitch. If not for the clearance of Lewi Kowi, it will have been 3-1. In the first half. So I want to give it to Greece. They did a very good job. I think they came to England to also give farewell to their player that died. So it was an amazing game yesterday. Also the Italy-Belgium match served us priority football also. But I watched fully the England match and I was very disappointed in England. Their players looked average and they looked very, very, very tired. Yesterday. So it was shocking, but we'll give kudos to Greece for what they did. But England has to be careful with the coaches they have, and I think it's time to change. Jordan Pickford as England number one.
Bro, who will you put as your number one goalkeeper in England?
There's Ramsdale, there's Dean Anderson.
But now
there's Nick Pope. Are you forgetting his name?
From now, I will take Ramsdale as number one or Pope as number one. Any of
Nick
the two.
Pope is better than any of the other players that's there.
They have been waiting. They have been waiting to be number one. So this is the time where you have to play those guys, and so that Pickford can go back and sit down, watch his mistakes. So you either take Ramsdale, you take Pope. They are very good goalkeepers. Even Henderson is there. So England has some solid good goalkeepers, but most coaches like to stay with the old guard. But Pickford is beginning to make silly mistakes, and it's not really good for England.
Okay, thank you, Bowie. What are you expecting in Nigerian's game today?
It's a thing we should win. I think it's a game we should win with all the caliber of players, on ground. So I think I will give it slightly to Nigeria because we cannot underrate any other big side again. But now I'm seeing some videos here, and I try selling polo and selling. They don't look serious. They think we are playing. You have the nation's destinies in your hand, and you don't understand what you are doing. But I think Nigeria should be able to nick it at home, by even if it's 2-0 margin, and we can go on from there.
What if Austin decides to do experimental tactics like Cassie?
And they will sack him now.
Straight up.
Straight up. Because they're promising us to win the title.
Yes.
Or to win the Nations Cup.
Yes.
It should be serious.
Okay.
All right, Bowie. Thank you for that analysis.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, you can call us and tell us what you think about the Nigerian game today. You give us your prediction. The number to call is 0706 048 5853. 0706 048 5853. When you call us, just tell us your prediction for Nigerian's game today. Hello, good morning. Okay. Oh, okay. We lost that call. Okay. Let's move over to the next game. We were talking about France. France winning that game
Yes.
comfortably by 4-1. It was expected that France should be winning, even though we say that England should be winning their games too. But you see what happened. But France actually played and won that game comfortably.
John, I said my bit. I said it was a good game. I just looked out for what's it called, Trameni now, leading the line excellently, doing what he did best. You get defending, controlling midfield. Was good game for Trameni. He's the only person I even saw because I felt like the game was going to give him a lot of pressure. Because man, as a young man, coaching national team side with the captain ban on.
Hello, good morning.
Master Benzi calling from Ogoja Cross River.
Okay, what is your prediction for Nigeria's game? Welcome to the show.
Yes, Nigeria should win. They should not go and do like their colonial master. They make mouth like England every time. But how many Nations Cup they don't win? Only 3. See, common Cameroon don't win 5.
Ouch. That hurts.
Okay.
Nigeria at the time when let Nigeria win their game, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Call us and tell us your prediction for Nigeria's game. You can even tell us the scoreline, what you think, if it's 1-0, 2-0, 5-0, that Nigeria is playing Libya today. Tell us your prediction. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Name and location, please. Okay, what is your prediction for today's game? Nigeria 2-0. All right.
But he play Parma now. Them na say him play Parma. Him play Parma. Maybe position will matter. Now make him play and him play. I'm market. Jude play striker. Parma play behind striker. Now still the five tactics on I say make the one play.
Okay, thank you very much. All right. Thank you very much. You know, even Casley was talking after the game. He's saying that he's not even sure that he's going to continue. That he's waiting for England to appoint a new coach. That he's hoping that he goes back to his under-21 coach.
What do you expect him to say? He knows he has bottled his
how media will finish him in England. So
he has bottled his chances.
He said that he cannot wait to go back to his under-21 team and continue.
What anybody will say, simple and short.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Name and location, please.
Good morning.
Okay, what is the prediction for Nigerian games today?
England match. That coach, you know, if you do anything there.
Thank you.
You know, if you do anything, I don't see the reason they just carry that guy go there. For their team. Not so saying that playing person out of his wing is not matter. I disagree with you because I have been hearing you.
Thank you.
I have seen that this guy play him out of his position. The one that's saying that why this one is I don't know reason he hate Chelsea.
I don't hate Chelsea, my guy. My guy, I don't hate Chelsea. We are all London teams. West Ham, Chelsea, Arsenal. We are all London teams. It's one love, my brother.
The team there, that coach, they will sack him.
He never want the job. He just want me to bring new person coming.
Tell the truth. For Nigeria match, I'll give the win to them. They will win the match by 2-0.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. France winning that game 4-1. France won that game comfortably. Okay, let's take this final call before we move to that 2-2. It be playing 2-2 with Belgium. It was an interesting game. They went to New York, but they got a red card, and Belgium fought back and drew that game. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Name and location, please.
My name is Chukudi from Enugu.
Chukudi, what is the operation for Nigerian games today?
Let me talk about the England match yesterday.
Okay.
I was highly disappointed
in that matches that I'm telling you.
Mm.
How can you put Jumbeyama at the first line? Put Palmer in a defensive midfield. When you know that the preferred position in Chelsea was attacking midfield, always giving a space to go around and cause damage against defenders. You just put him in defensive midfield. What is he doing there? What is he going to that defensive midfield to do? Instead of him putting power in that defensive midfield, allow him to roam around and cause havoc in the defensive, score goals, give an assist. You just drop him there, you just put him there, and put the Jumbaya wherever you see working on the bench, and the other striker in Tottenham in the bench, and put him there. And you're telling me that someone was playing behind the striker. I beg you. And also, no. So you say that you don't hate Chelsea, but I like you lying.
Thank you. Thank you.
No problem. And for Nigeria match, I believe what the telling coach said. He said that Nigeria will go on top today. I believe in 3 points, 6 points. I want to see fantastic football today like this.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, that game against Belgium, drawing that game 2-2 against Italy. Italy is a good team that is fighting. They went up 2-0. They got a red card. Then Belgium fought. It was a good game. It was an entertaining game. As the way I said to you, I watched that game too. It was very entertaining. I was switching between England and that game. It was quite an interesting game. Trossard scoring the equalizer to make it 2-2, John.
Yeah, I'm seriously happy with Trossard's performance, scoring and assisting. Fantastic game from Belgium, fighting their way back in. The only sad point for me was that my guy didn't score, but he's fine.
Doku?
No, Openda.
Openda, yeah, okay, I remember you like Openda too much.
It's fine. The red card that got Italy down to 10 men. Okay.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my brother. This is Engineer from Transeco.
Okay.
Welcome.
Engineer, what is your prediction for Nigeria's game today?
My prediction is Nigeria will beat these people 3-0. But one thing is, don't let Nigeria underrate them.
Yes.
Don't let Nigeria underrate them. If we win our match, we will claim the 3 points. But let us be disciplined for the field.
Okay.
Let us play our game well and plan our game well. That's it. That's one. Two, my problem about England now is my boy got half injury, Saka.
Saka got injured,
Yeah.
yes.
That thing just be my very big problem now. But I believe God will take the control.
Yes, so God that's for life. All right, thank you very much. Okay, that game ended 2-2, John. If you look at that game, it was an interesting game. It ended 2-2. Trossard scoring that goal. Italy are now building well. I like what this Spalletti is doing there. He built well,
Yeah.
and he apart from that record, probably he would have probably won that game. Okay, there are games today. Okay, let's talk about the Norway. Norway game. Norway, because
if you had gone over that,
yes,
you would have had problems here. You know.
Alan scoring a brace in the 3-win. They won that game three goals against Slovenia, John. Like you are a City fan, I know you love Haaland.
Alan scored a brace and then Solot assisted and got a goal.
I got a goal. So fantastic win for them. Okay, if we move on to today's game is I'll give you the fixtures for today's game and probably get your prediction for some of them. Estonia versus Azerbaijan, Hungary versus Netherlands, Turkey versus Montenegro, Ukraine versus Georgia, Bosnia versus Germany, Slovakia versus Sweden, Iceland versus Wales, and Czech versus Albania. Okay, for that Bosnia versus Germany, let's get your prediction for that game before we move to the South American matters.
I'm going to back Germany. No two ways about it. No two ways.
No, so what do you think? What do you think will happen in that game?
It's hard to call.
It's hard to call.
It's just hard to call. Because we've seen the Slovenian side come out to play an attacking football, get results against big side in the in the just
Yeah,
completed Euros.
yeah.
So it's not going to be easy to just come out and say they would run over them. The German side will just run over them. No, it's not going to be easy to say that. But I'm expecting a result from the German side.
Yeah, saying
I'm
they
expecting
win.
just a Slovenian side to put up a fight. So it will be an interesting game. It shouldn't be one-sided game. It shouldn't be a walkover for the German side. It could be a well fought game in between the two sides.
Okay, let's see what happens today. That's the features for the UEFA National League happening today. Okay, let's move on to South America because games happened yesterday. I'll give you the result and we'll talk about maybe two of the games there. Two of the games on yesterday. Argentina drawing that game 1-1. That pitch was bad. It was too bad that how one of our commenters was talking about it. It was the waterlogged pitch. It was terrible. Other result there is Bolivia 1, Colombia 0, Ecuador 0, Paraguay 0, Venezuela 1, Argentina 1, Chile 1, Brazil 2. But that game against Venezuela against Argentina, the pitch was very poor. As Nonse was said, it's even better that they didn't play that game because they did play that game for a while. They came back, they're trying to clear the water, but it was still terrible. That game was just a terrible game.
See, I look at CAF licensing to stadiums, and I see stadiums like the Ifan Yuba Stadium not giving the CAF license to play there. I see stadiums like I see the stadiums like the Nsuka Stadium not giving license to play. I see the Sam Okparaji Stadium. I know it's as terrible as it gets, but I see the Sam Okparaji Stadium in Olu not giving license to play even local league matches. Not talk about CAF Champions League or CAF Competition League matches. Local league matches cannot be played in Sam Okparaji Stadium, Nsuka Stadium, and Ifan Yuba Stadium. Yet, stadiums like this in South America are giving license to host FIFA World Cup qualifying matches. You ask yourself, where is the sense is that? Where is the sense is that? Nsuka Stadium is as equal to that Venezuelan stadium like I saw yesterday. No they laugh, no be joke. If I don't play for Nsuka Stadium, you see this UNEX Stadium. Now, like 5-star compared to that stadium. This UNEX Stadium in Enugu here is 5-star stadium compared to what they played in yesterday. But because when I play in UNEX Stadium when there's rain and when there's no rain, I play in UNEX Stadium. I play in Nsuka Stadium once a month, or perhaps for the last 6 months I've not gone to Nsuka, so I play there. But I still feel like it's better than where the Argentines play yesterday, and they don't have license to even host friendly matches to qualify for CAF AFCONs. It's a problem for me where nations go to stadiums like this and you say these clubs cannot host, or these football matches cannot host FIFA World matches. They should revoke the license for that stadium and give them a cost to rebuild. I think that was what we suffered in Enugu about 3 years ago, where we had to be traveling to Oka Stadium on Ifan Yuba to watch Enugu Rangers play. I think that was 2 seasons ago, where we have to suffer and travel with Enugu fans to play in our home games in Ifan Yuba and Oka Township Stadium. Now, the recent one is traveling all the way to Uyo to play Enugu home matches because the stadium is not still worthy enough for CAF licensing. So, and yet FIFA still hands licenses to clubs and stadiums like this. I think it's a no-no on my side.
Okay, that game ended 1-1. Venezuela equalizing after Argentina. Otamendi scored the first goal, and that game ended 1-1. It was a terrible game. Water everywhere. You cannot even pass, dribble, anything, and it was a terrible game. But let's see what FIFA is going to be doing. But the other game that happened yesterday is Chile 1, Brazil 2. Brazil winning that game against Chile 2-1 also.
The only standout, like they said, the only standout player was the goalkeeper. He was the only one that was, and that is like 98% on top of his game. Every other person came in to 70, 80%, then dropped back to 50%. That the average, for me, the average rating of the full stadium, every other person in that place is 5.4. The goalkeeper has at least 8.1 rating. Plus, who scored the goals doesn't really matter, because they say if you score goals, you not increase your rating, not up your rating by some numbers. You score goal, your rating not past 6.1. Forget the Paquetas, the Gimenez, the Vinicius. Okay, I think give him 6.5 in a good player. But every other person was just flat on their feet, and I don't like the way they played.
Chile scored the first goal, but Brazil fought back, and that's why I considered that goal in 2 minutes. Chile scored in 2 minutes, but Brazil scored in the after 45 minutes. They scored.
I'm happy for Brazil.
Almost end of the game, they scored the second one.
I'm happy for Brazil. As we said yesterday, there's no way I'm not going to back Brazil going into that match. And I'm happy that they got a result. Now, that aside, the manager now has to sit down with those boys and work on performance because that was a terrible showing yesterday. And that's all I have to say on the matter.
Okay, remember, guys, we are live on YouTube at Volt FN Sports. So let me read some of the comments before we call it a day. Josh Rush is saying Greece is a very good team, and you need to understand that they came to win. Before the game, they were topping the table, and they knew England is a good team, so they played better than England. Okay, Josh is also saying Saka got injury, so I think it's also affected England in the way they played. Okay, maybe. So Josh Rush is also saying, bro, isn't about coach 90%. Cristiano Ronaldo always deliver in any time, any day. But well, when Cristiano Ronaldo was in Manchester United, he did what he could do. Other things is that the quality of players in Manchester United. Josh Rush is also saying that it's different from Juve and Real Madrid. He's talking about Cristiano Ronaldo. Finally, he's saying England number one goalkeeper isn't that good again. He concedes goal a lot, even in his club. There should be another goalkeeper. Okay, guys, remember we are live on YouTube every day, Monday to Saturday. Tomorrow we are going to be analyzing all the games happening today. Nigeria is playing today. Let's go. If you're around Iyo Township Stadium, let's jam the stadium and cheer the Super Eagles to victory. Okay, today let's enjoy football in Europe, football everywhere in South America, especially in Nigeria. Let's enjoy and cheer Super Eagles to victory. My name is Godwin, and I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Have a lovely day.
Hello, Enugu, and welcome to Volt 104.3 FM.